Hello. Okay, we are going live now. Okay, we are going live. Yes. Today, we are going to talk about. Okay, today we're going to talk about why high achieving women are, well, we are going to talk about why you are stuck and how to get unstuck. One of the top reasons high achieving women come to me for coaching is that they feel stuck. Have you ever felt stuck? How does it feel? This feeling of stuck. If you have lost enthusiasm for work or activities you once enjoyed, and you are feeling restless, bored, or frustrated, and you want change but aren't clear on what you want instead, and also you are doubting your ability to create a different reality. So, if you have experienced all of those experiences, that means you are feeling stuck. And feeling stuck is a psychological gridlock, a state where your life no longer aligns with your values or desired future. You feel disconnected and stagnant, and you believe you lack the clarity or agency to change it. So, at the core, is that you are not living the life you truly want, doing the things that light you up, or being fully authentic, but you don't know how to change it. And some it's and there's nothing wrong with you. And it's so common. And I've been there. That's my story. 4 years ago, when I started my journey, really what got me to start my transformation journey, it was because of the feeling of getting stuck. So I felt all of the above. I checked all the boxes. I have achieved a lot of professional success, financial stability, and I was married. So from the outside, right, I did everything I thought I was supposed to do. But inside, I felt empty. I lost motivation for the work that I used to enjoy. I want to change, but unclear on what exactly I want instead. I just felt so lost. And I was sitting in limbo. I felt frustrated, bored, and restless. And also, I felt that I had little control over my current circumstance. And I very much blamed the people around me for the misery I was experiencing. I blame my ex partner, my boss, my colleagues, my company, all of that. So it was very much for someone like me. I am a driven, growth oriented, and also someone who's very energetic, just have a lot of energy. I just felt like this has nowhere to go to a place that truly feels meaningful. I was busy, but doesn't feel meaningful and purposeful. So it was a very hard place to be. That's when I really felt hopeless at some point and very much disconnected from what, like, like disconnect from myself and from the joy and aliveness. And you and also realized before, I never felt that it was because there was always something external I can rely on, or external things I can felt like can fix my problem. So it was very very much external oriented. Next promotion, next job, next move, and next achievement. But 4 years ago, was a point I felt like already achieved everything, and more externally. There's not more external stuff I want to achieve anymore. So then that's when I realized, oh, maybe this is an internal problem, but I didn't know how to approach it because all my life was about, right, the good school, great good grades, next job, and more money. So now going to fix or find the ways that I can feel differently and change from internal perspective, it was just completely new and I had no clue about it. That's when I reached out for professional help. That's when my life, that was a turning point of my life, and everything changed afterwards. And in many ways, I feel very grateful for that point because without feeling stuck, I would have not embarked on a journey to get unstuck. And it's not a journey just unstuck, it's getting unstuck. It's a journey of living a completely different life. It's a journey living it's a journey to living aligned life, live a life that is true to me, that feels meaningful and purposeful. And I'll walk you through the journey. So today, I feel energized and fulfilled and fully alive. I'm not saying my life is easy every day. It's not easy at all as an entrepreneur who's building her business. But I love my life. I'm doing what I love. I'm proud of who I am becoming, and I live a life that is aligned with me, feels authentic to me. So I feel like I just can show up as me. I don't have to pretend to be anyone else. I don't need to wear a mask. When I say yes, it's a genuine yes. How yes? If it's no, it's a no. There's no need for me to pretend to be anything anybody else. And just feels so liberating. So if it's possible for me, go from a place of feeling hopeless, restless, bored, and frustrated and empty to a place I'm feeling today, energized, fulfilled, alive, and it's possible for you too. Through the last 4 years journey, I learned so much about the science of getting stuck, feeling stuck, and how to get unstuck. It took me years to learn this. That's why I'm so excited to share all those insights and learnings with you today. So, the first thing I want to share is the real reason you are stuck. The real reason you're stuck is not, first of all, you're not alone, as I said. Also, you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not like you are not capable. You probably are way too capable. You're way too over functioning potentially. But ultimately, what is, it's your nervous system It's doing exactly what's designed to do, to keep you safe and in the familiar. These two words are critical: safe and familiar. The problem is safety and familiarity keep you stuck and don't make you feel alive. So how come safety and familiarity keep you stuck? And that's why you need to understand there are three roads of nervous system, meaning that nervous system tend to go operate on these three roads and three paths. And these three paths it are hierarchical, meaning that they're operating in order. Only when you address the road, the first one, which is, well, what are the three? First, road of safety. The second one is a road of familiarity. The last one is road of desire. And these three roads, they're in front of you. Always, our nervous system always takes the road of safety first. Only when we address this road of safety, we go to the road of familiarity. Only those two are addressed, then we have access to road of desire. So what is road of safety? Road of safety is that our nervous system always, always keep number one priority, number one role is to keep us safe. And if it has to choose between something is safe versus something that fulfills us, it always chooses safety. Our nervous system is the most important operating system in our body, and it constantly scans the it has this thing called neuroception. It scans the internal external environment, and it sees, always asks this question: am I safe or am I in danger? This sense of danger is not necessarily real danger. If it's a perceived danger, alarm will go off. How does it work is that all our lived experiences is, are stored in the database of our nervous system, which 90, well, I would say majority of them lives in our body and also connect to the brain. And when you encounter a situation or a decision, it scans the database and it finds a match. The match doesn't have to be exact, it just needs to be similar flavoring. If this experience was safe in the past, then green light, keep going, you're good. But if the experience it wasn't safe in the past, the alarm goes off. Danger, danger. That's when you would have tried to avoid it. So that's how it works. Road of safety. It's all about keep you alive and avoid perceived danger at all cost. So that's one. I'll give you specific scenarios to explain how it works in real life, but here are just the concept. Once, if the system perceived to be safe, then we tend to, what the nervous system tends to do is a road of familiarity and always choose, the nervous system always chooses what's predictable. What's predictable means what's familiar to you, what has happened before, what is that something that you're used to, what is this conditioned behavior or habit, that automatic kind of coping mechanism or survival strategy that you have used for most of your life, which is keep doing that thing even if it's uncomfortable for you, but because it knows how to handle it, because it's your system has dealt with before. So it's certain, it's predictable, and uses also less energy. That's why your nervous system prefers the road of familiarity. The last road is a road of desire. And the road of desire, truly what is the things you want to do, the things that light you up, the things that align with your authentic self. That's only when you're on the road of desire that you feel fully alive. Okay, how does it work in real life? Example, a very common one, which I struggled as well, was the the job, right? Prestigious and steady but misaligned job. For instance, corporate America. I worked there for my whole professional life, 20 years of my professional life, and paid really, really well. Even though at the end I felt very much unsatisfied. I didn't like what I was doing anymore. But it was so hard to leave because first it's road of safety. Road of safety, it was the safety is what? Financial security. For me, I grew up in scarcity. My parents, and we never had enough in our household. My parents struggled to make ends meet. So for me, having a steady paycheck equals safety. Having getting paid a lot equals safety. Not having a steady and big paycheck equals danger, because that's what I learned growing up. So that's one road of safety that got me stuck for a long time. It was so scary, right? Why is it scary? Scary was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? What if I don't make steady paycheck anymore? I may not be able to survive. That's literally what my nervous system was telling me. Okay, so that's that. First one, the road of safety. Once you get over that, then could be that, you know what? I'm like, okay, I've done work and realized that that's not true. I'm capable. I'm able to make a living as entrepreneur. I can do other things. But then the second roadblock comes in called road of familiarity. Because working in corporate, running businesses, that was the only thing that I knew. I was familiar, was very familiar to me. Even though it was very uncomfortable to navigate office politics, demanding bosses, lack of freedom and autonomy, I didn't like those things. They were very much misaligned with my values and my authentic self, but it was very predictable for me, and I knew how to handle those situations. I learned the skills. That's the second roadblock to get to the last one, which is road of desire. Only when I addressed both safety and familiarity, I was able to tap into my desire. The desire is what most of us have. It's purpose driven work. We all want to do work that we feel like we can embody our unique talents and gifts, and we do something that make positive impact in this world that feels aligned with our values. But we cannot access the road of desire until we address safety and familiarity. Only when we step into the road of desire, that's when we get unstuck and live a life that feels alive. Give you another example. Another example is also a very typical behavioral pattern for high achieving women, which is people pleasing. People pleasing. How does it work? Get you stuck. How does it get you stuck? First, the road of safety. Safety is that most likely that you have a hard time saying no to the things you don't want to do. It's because it was a childhood conditioning. Because saying no wasn't safe. Saying yes means, right? Saying no could mean rejection, criticism, or not belonging. But saying yes means acceptance, love, and belonging. Just give you a simple example that couldn't be more banal, but happens on a regular basis. Just imagine one of your relatives come to visit, bring their toddler, and you spend hours together. They're about to leave, and you wanted to kiss the toddler goodbye, but the toddler just tired, or for whatever reason, they don't want to do it. In that case, what do we usually do? We kind of pressure the toddler to do what they don't want to do. We're like, oh, come on, I haven't seen you for, I won't see you for a long time. If you don't give me a kiss, that means you don't love me. And don't hurt my feelings, right? We say things like that. It's very innocent. It's not a bad intention. We truly just want to have some affection, get some affection from them. But after a few minutes, then the toddler give you a kiss on the cheek. Okay. Just that interaction. It's the toddler is trained. It's learned to what? When you say yes equals acceptance. When you say no, you get shamed. Right? You get criticized. Just that small action. If you we would repeat that, I'm sure that's how, right? It's how it happened, how it's trained me to be a people pleaser. It's just that kind of behavior and various different levels being repeated over and over and over again. So we are guilted to say yes to the things that we don't want to do. Then we learned saying yes is safety and saying no is danger. That's the road of safety. Familiarity. Familiarity is saying yes has always been your default because you don't know any other way. You just automatically go there. How many times I used to say yes to things at work, at home, it's even though deep down I didn't want to do it, and just automatically say yes. Just so automatic. I wouldn't even think twice about it only after I said it, I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do it. Then the last is the road of desire. The road of desire is that you want to do things that you truly want to do. And also you want to prioritize the things truly matter to you. You want to protect your time and energy. You don't want to just be this person. Say yes to all the others' request because it is exhausting. So the safety and familiarity keep you stuck. But once you be able to tap into your road of desire, you get to protect your time energy and do things truly matter to you. That's when you get unstuck and feel more alive. So now you understand why you get stuck. Now I'm going to teach you how to get unstuck. So there is a way out. That's the great news. Unstuck is through the process of regulate your nervous system, freed from over reliance on safety and familiarity, and able to act from alignment and desire. And where unstuck, that's where your curiosity, creativity, and joy live. The road of desire is a road to aliveness, creativity, curiosity, and joy, and more energy. I'm going to give you this 3-step framework to move from stuck to getting unstuck. The first step is regulate for safety. Is to teach your nervous system, is literally show your nervous system you are safe now. Because what I said earlier, so much what we perceived to be unsafe, or perceived danger, are really perceived, meaning that they were things unsafe in the past. And now we superimpose the past onto the present. But at the present moment, that's not true anymore. But somehow our body still senses the danger. And that's when we need to bring your nervous system back to regulation and show your nervous system you are safe now. Because when your body senses danger, emotionally or physically, it will just override logic and keep you in the road of safety. For instance, if you're asked to take on a last minute project, your automatic response is to say yes. You also feel tension in your chest and not in your stomach. That is a sign your body is seeing a perceived threat, because you know that is not something that you want to take on, but you are asked to take on the last because you know how much demand it will on your time and energy. You just, right, your body knows you don't want to take on. However, the pressure, this perceived threat comes in. It's like, oh, if I say no, I'm going to my boss may think I'm not you're fully engaged. How come I'm not giving my 120%, right? Oh, would they think I'm not a high performer anymore? All those type of thoughts comes in. And that is a perceived threat. And then your body responds. Your body gets into the fight or flight response. You feel the tension and you feel there's this like mobilization energy in your body. And what you need to do is that couple of things. First, you need to pause and checking. State checking. Checking, are you in survival mode right now? Which is, are you in flight or fight or freeze mode? Or are you regulated? If you're feeling the tension in your body and your breath gets shallow, heart racing, palm sweaty, all of those things, that means you're in the survival mode right now. If you're in the survival mode right now, you need to pause before making any decisions. And take the next step is anchor breath. You need to take a few slow breaths, 4 to 6 slow breaths, ideally belly breath, meaning that when you take an inhale, your belly rises, and take an exhale, your belly goes down. So you use diaphragm to breathe. Make sure your exhale is a couple of seconds longer than your inhale. That is to signal to your body you are safe. The third step, once you use your breath to calm yourself down and lower your heart rate down, the next step is grounding, somatic grounding, which is meaning that you use your body to ground yourself. You want to put your hand on your heart, feet on your floor, feel, feel the heart rate and feel your feet on floor, the contact. Notice three things you see, hear, and feel. Let's say right now I'm seeing the camera, the laptop, and my water bottle. I hear the sound of my ceiling fan, sound of refrigerator, and sound of the air conditioner. Feel. I feel the desk, the surface. I feel my feet standing on the floor, and I feel the air the, from the fan. Why is it important to do this? The important to do this is because nervous system, when it's activated in survival mode, then we perceive the danger. We superimpose the past to the present. So that means we actually not present. We think we're reliving the past, and that was not safe. To counter that is to actually bring yourself to the very present moment, because at this very present moment, you are safe. The grounding technique, hand on your floor or hand on your heart, feet on floor, notice the three things you see, hear, and feel. It's literally helping you to stay present. Once you stay present, you realize, oh, I am safe. I'm not in danger. That's when you have access to your full brain. That's when you are able to get to the next two steps, because you need executive function to do that. So the second step is disrupt the default. Familiarity is default. And familiarity also is your comfort zone. You disrupt the default is actually it's about stretching your comfort zone. The goal is to interrupt the autopilot behavior and open space for conscious choice. When it comes to people pleasing, saying yes, your automatic pattern is just, right? Yes, sure, sure, right? Whatever people ask you, you don't think twice. It's like, sure. In this case, how do you disrupt the default? Is that you never respond instantly and say yes. You just stop doing that. You want to say, what you want to do instead is say, let me think about it. So to give yourself the space and give yourself the time to make a conscious choice. So familiar pattern is unconscious. It's very much how you've been operating and trying to protect you all these years. It has worked. It worked in the past, but now it's holding you back. And it's the pattern that's getting you stuck. So in order to unstuck, you need to pause and pattern break. And just that conscious moment and makes all the difference. That's step 2. The last step is to step into your desire. It's step into your aligned zone. The second step is very much about stretch your comfort zone. And the last one is aligned zone. The difference is aligned zone is get clear about what you truly want. Take steps toward it without safety, familiarity pulling you back. But desire becomes accessible only after safety and familiarity fears are addressed. So behind safety and familiarity, they are fears. Only when you address those. So what does it mean is that you say yes only to what's aligned with your values and priorities. Right? When someone asks you to take on last minute project, and then you say, oh, let me check. And that you break the pattern. Then the next step is like you check your calendar and you see, you realize, oh, if you take on that project, meaning that you have to cancel an event, right? Let's say you have to cancel an event, with your daughter, and which is something that you're really excited about for weeks. And your deeper desire is to focus on spending more time with your daughter. In that case, you decided, right? You consciously choose. Well, time with my daughter is more important than taking on this last minute project. Then you apply, I cannot take this on right now. But here's what I can do instead. Offer a realistic alternative. And that, right, this keeps you aligned with your priority while still supporting others in a sustainable way, rather than just reflectively saying yes to everything. So this is how it flows. First is regulate for safety. Safety first, always. Once you feel safe in your body, once you realize, oh, what I see as danger is not real danger, is perceived danger and perceived threat from the past, and that is not true anymore, then you can go to the second step. The second step is disrupt the default. And you interrupt the pattern. You break the pattern. And you pause the autopilot choice. You make conscious choice, which stretches your comfort zone. It's going to be uncomfortable for sure. It's going to be uncomfortable to say, let me think about this, versus just automatic yes. But this allows you to get unstuck, to step the last step into desire and step into the new. The new is your aligned zone, aligned with what you truly want, aligned with your values and priorities. And that's really the process. Obviously, there's so much more goes into it, but this is really a first step for you to stop living on autopilot and reclaim your agency and showing that it's safe for you to choose what's right for you, not just what feels safe and familiar for you. And with this this process is a practice. It's not an intellectual exercise, meaning that it's not something you think, then things will be different. No, it's an embodied experience, meaning that you need to do it. You need to break the pattern. You actually need to teach your body what does it mean to feel safe. You need to teach your nervous system that you can break the default. And then you show your nervous system that you can step into your desire. Once you do that, there are three transformational shifts. One is from feeling stuck to getting unstuck. From feeling you're just surviving to feeling alive. And from feeling restless to purposeful. So you can learn. As I said earlier, if you feel like you're stuck, you've really been just living on the road of safety or familiarity for too long. But you can learn to step onto the road of desire and live a life that you are here to live. My own transformation is a living example of this possibility. It's not easy, but it's totally worth it. And I can guarantee you that. So I encourage you to to practice, and I love to hear your feedback. And the last thing before we go is I love to invite you to go deeper with me. And I offer one-on-one VIP coaching program. It's a 3-month container. I take you step by step and I give you the support, guidance on this road of transformation and also help you transform in an accelerated fashion instead of spending years to figure it out on your own. And I can help you to transform in 3 months. And you may wonder, oh, wow, coaching sounds good, but I'm not sure it's right for me because it's an investment. That's why I make the next step really simple. I offer a 1-hour free consultation call. And on this consultation call, I will help you to understand, get crystal clear where you are now, where you want to be, and what is holding you back. Based on that, I'll give you I'll map out a personalized support plan for you. And at the end, when I see we are a good fit and we are aligned, then I'll share what does it mean for us to work together and to truly support you to truly support you to grow into the next version of you, right? From your when your 1.0 version to 2.0 version. And this complimentary consultation call, many women after this 1 hour call, they told me that they say, I feel such a sense of relief. I finally understand what's been holding me back. And they say, I feel hopeful again for the first time in a long time. Because this call, obviously, you cannot solve all the problems in an hour, but it's just like a doctor's consultation. You will be able to have a clear roadmap in front of you. And with that, you will get a sense of clarity, relief, and hope. So there is a hope, and I'd love to chat with you. So you can book that call, use the link in the show note. I'm very looking forward to speaking with you.